Hello, welcome to this Dispatch Science video, What's New in Release 1.39. In Release 1.39, we have two major new features that we're introducing. We're introducing exception codes, which is a standardized way to document issues in the delivery process, as well as the possibility of showing a map while using the dispatch grid. Let's get right into it. First, let's look at exception codes, which is a standardized way to document issues in the delivery process. This is an exciting new feature that will greatly assist in discovering and investigating issues in the delivery process. Essentially, exception codes replace hold reasons, but they go much further. They're basically a formal way for drivers to document events or issues during the entire delivery process. They can be applied on an item, at pickup or delivery, or when explaining the decision to put an order on hold. Even better, just like parcel type schedules or customer profiles, they can be grouped together by customer type. Creation and administration of exception codes is a multi-step process. First, administrators create exception codes in the system, and then they put these in an exception code schedule. Then, customer service will assign exception code schedules to customers. Third, drivers and dispatchers will apply exceptions on events. And finally, users, administrators, or customer service can review and analyze these exception codes in the order history. So let's look at how administrators create exception codes. Just go to Settings, Exception Codes, and click Manage Exception Codes. From there, you have a list of preset exception codes which are in the system. You can create new ones, or you can edit existing ones. For instance, if I just go into missing information, I will say this is also valid at pickup and delivery, then save this exception code. So you can create as many exception codes as you want. Then, once you have set up your exception codes, you will apply them or add them in exception code schedules. We will create a new schedule, give it a name, for instance, transportation, distribution here. Create, and then add exception codes for that specific exception code schedule. So damaged item, I'm going to create that one. I'm going to add an exception code for a reason unknown, and another one for return by customer, and save this. And now I'll save this exception code schedule, distribution. Next, the customer service representative can take an account, let's use Acme Courier, and edit order options to manage the exception code schedule. In this case, click Edit and apply the distribution exception code schedule and save, and you're done. Once an order has been put on hold, it's now possible for users to go into the order list and check out what's been happening with the different orders. And the interesting or the useful aspect of exception codes is that the data is systematic and always the same for the same type of error, so it becomes much easier to do filtering. For instance, filter on all on hold orders and find the list of exception codes that have been used, and then do further analysis and digging into root cause of the problem. Here we see how exception codes are displayed in order details. You can see the hand, and when you hover it, it means it's on hold, and the explanation is damaged items. The exclamation points that indicates that an error code has been applied to this order. And if you go into items, you can actually identify which items have received an exception code. And if you hover over them, again, you will see the details explaining why the exception code has been applied. Now let's look at the new capability of displaying a map while using the dispatch grid. We're excited to show this new feature for our users. It's the capability of associating and showing a map that's linked to the dispatch grid. So to do so, there are two ways. The first is just to click on the new map icon on the screen, and you will open up a separate window that will display the map of all new orders. All you have to do is just move it out, separate it, and then you have a double view, side-by-side view of your map, and it's live. So if you move around on your map, you will see the icons, and the same thing when you move around with your different orders on screen, you will see a highlight of that order on your grid. So that's an exciting new capability. The other way to show it is, for instance, if I go here, is to click on the configuration gearbox and show vertical grid with map, apply, and then you will see again a live view of the map with the grid. There's one more new feature introduced in release 1.39, which is the capability of creating multi-segment order templates in recurring orders. For more details on what's new in release 1.39, click the help icon at the top right and search for release 1.39. Thank you.